The Lord of the Rings is a favorite movie of millions of people around the world. Some people love Frodo the most. Some people love Gandalf, and some people love Galadriel. More than 20 years have passed since the first part of the film, so let's find out what happened to the heroes and how they live now. Let's go. Elijah Wood as Frodo, the teen star of North, the Ice Storm in the faculty rang in his 20s as Frodo Baggins, the unassuming hobbit tasked with trekking to Mordor to destroy the One Ring in the fires of Mount Doom. Easier said than done. While he may never outrun his hobbit past, Wood remains a busy, adventurous actor, with credits including Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind, Sin City, Everything is Illuminated, Happy Feet, 9, the FX series Wilfred, Dirk Gently's Holistic Detective Agency and Drunk History. It was reported in February 2019 that Wood had welcomed his first child with girlfriend Marie Kongsvid. Sean Astin is Sam. The former child actor known for The Goonies, Encino Man and Rudy kept the whole Lord of the Rings mission on track as the sensible, brave and, above all, loyal Samwise Gamgee. And Astin has continued to show up in recent years on The Big Bang Theory, Brooklyn Nine-Nine, Stranger Things, Rip Superhero Bob, and Young Rock. Plus he voiced Raphael on the rebooted Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and he'll be on the second season of HBO's Perry Mason. Astin has 3 daughters, Alexandra, who played Sam's child Eleanor in Lord of the Rings, Elizabeth and Isabella, with wife Christine Harrell, Ian McKellen as Gandalf, the international treasure, fresh from an Oscar nomination for 1998's Gods and Monsters, was busy playing Magneto in the X-Men movies as well as Gandalf in Lord of the Rings. He won a SAG Award, and was nominated for another Oscar, for supporting actor in Fellowship of the Ring. McKellen has done a host of Broadway since, including King Lear, The Seagull and, with BFF Patrick Stewart, Waiting for Godot, co-starred with Derek Jacobi as one half of a bickering longtime couple in the UK series Vicious, reprised the roles of Gandalf in the Hobbit trilogy and Magneto in more X-Men movies, portrayed a beekeeping Sherlock in Mr. Holmes and donned whiskers for cats. Andy Serkis as Gollum, the English actor secured his place in the Motion Capture Hall of Fame for his haunting turn as Gollum, but it turned out he was adept at all kinds of acting, though he also memorably played creatures in King Kong in the Planet of the Apes franchise. A sampling from the past decade, Serkis returned to Middle-earth for the Hobbit films, joined the MCU in The Avengers, Age of Ultron and Black Panther, played Snoke in the most recent Star Wars trilogy and was a more layered Alfred in The Batman. He also directed Venom, Let There Be Carnage and is attached to make the next film in the franchise, as well as direct an adaptation of Animal Farm. Serkis is dad to 3 child actors, Ruby, Sonny and Lewis, with wife Lorraine Ashbourne. It was obvious that the English actor who could make long platinum hair and pointy ears sexy had a certain I don't know what. After his breakout turn as elven sharpshooter Legolas, Bloom went on to starring roles in Troy, Kingdom of Heaven, Elizabethtown, a few Pirates of the Caribbean films and more. Most recently he voiced Prince Harry in the HBO Max animated series The Prince, and his Prime Video noir fantasy Carnival Row has been renewed for a second season. Bloom is dad to daughter Daisy with fiancé Katy Perry and son Flynn with ex-wife Miranda Kerr. Viggo Mortensen as Aragorn, though a veteran actor by the time he joined the Fellowship, playing the gallant Aragorn, who ends up King of Gondor and Arnor and happily married to Arwen, set Mortensen on a whole new course starring in films that reflected his very particular artistic sensibilities. He went on to critically acclaimed performances in A History of Violence, Eastern Promises, A Dangerous Method, Captain Fantastic and Green Book, and he's a 3-time Oscar nominee. Mortensen, who has dual American and Danish citizenship, is dad to son Henry with ex-wife Exene Cervenka. Now he splits his time between the US and Spain with longtime actress girlfriend Ariadne Gill. Liv Tyler, the 1990s it girl and daughter of Aerosmith frontman Steven Tyler, starred in all 3 films as Aragorn's half-elven true love Arwen. After choosing the mortal route in Return of the King, Tyler starred in a number of indie films, as well as big-budget fare like The Incredible Hulk, pre-Mark Ruffalo but still part of the MCU. She played Brad Pitt's Earthbound estranged wife in 2019's Ad Astra and appeared on the first season of 911, Lone Star, ultimately exiting due to the COVID-19 pandemic. Tyler is mom to son Sailor Jean and daughter Lula Rose with partner Dave Gardner. Miranda Otto, since playing heroic noblewoman Eowyn in The Two Towers and The Fellowship of the King, the Australian actress has done a variety of movies and TV, from War of the Worlds with Tom Cruise to Homeland and 24, Legacy. Otto stars next in the Disney Plus series The Clearing, inspired by the true-life tale of the family, a 60s-era new age group in Australia that believed their yoga teacher was Jesus reincarnated. So things got real culty, real fast. Otto has a daughter with Peter O'Brien, her husband since 2003. Christopher Lee is Saruman, the esteemed British actor, known for his run as Dracula in 7 Hammer horror productions and cult classics such as the original Wicker Man, won over a new legion of fans as the power-corrupted wizard Saruman. In his later years, Lee also appeared in Star Wars, Attack of the Clones and Revenge of the Sith, as well as several Tim Burton films and Martin Scorsese's Hugo. His final film released in his lifetime before his death at 93 in 2015 was The Hobbit: The Battle of the Five Armies, reprising the role of Saruman in Jackson's Lord of the Ring prequel trilogy. Hugo Weaving, Arwen's dad, Elrond, wasn't crazy about his daughter settling down with a mere mortal, but he ultimately gave his blessing. Weaving, who was also double franchise dipping as Agent Smith in the Matrix trilogy, remains a prolific actor who you've seen, or heard, in V for Vendetta, Captain America, Transformers, Happy Feet, Cloud Atlas, Hacksaw Ridge, Mortal Engines, Patrick Melrose, and a number of Australian productions, the English actor having lived down under for years. He and longtime partner Katrina Greenwood are parents to son Harry, who acts under the last name Greenwood, and daughter Holly. Ian Holm as Bilbo Baggins, who set Frodo off on the whole darn adventure when he should have been safe in the Shire enjoying second breakfast. The classically trained Tony and BAFTA winner was prolific before Lord of the Ring and remained busy afterward, reprising the role of Elder Bilbo to Martin Freeman's young Bilbo in the Hobbit trilogy, but also appearing in films as varied as The Day After Tomorrow, Garden State, The Aviator, Lord of War and Ratatouille, voicing Chef Skinner. A father of 5, Holm died in 2020 at the age of 88. Dominic Monaghan and Billy Boyd. We never liked the idea of separating bestest friends Merry and Pippin then, and we won't do it now. Since their heroic acts as members of the Fellowship, Monaghan most notably played Charlie on Lost, and dated co-star Evangeline Lilly for several years, hosted the BBC America show Wild Things with Dominic Monaghan, and was in Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker, while Boyd was in Master and Commander: The Far Side of the World and fronted the band Beefcake. The Scottish musician also performed the song Edge of Night from Return of the King, and The Last Goodbye, which plays over the credits of The Hobbit: The Battle of the Five Armies. Boyd has a son, Jack, with wife Alison McKinnon. Monaghan and Wood were among the guests at their 2010 wedding. Better yet, Boyd and Monaghan have remained close pals and they're co-hosts of the podcast The Friendship Onion. Cate Blanchett, let's just say, the Australian actress who played Elven Royal Galadriel, has made good. 2 Oscar wins, supporting actress for The Aviator in 2005 and Best Actress for Blue Jasmine in 2014, out of 7 total nominations, and standout turns in so many movies, including 2022 Best Picture nominees Nightmare Alley and Don't Look Up. Blanchett was also nominated for an Emmy for her portrayal of conservative crusader Phyllis Schlafly in the 2020 limited series Mrs. America. She has been married to playwright Andrew Upton since 1997, and their parents to sons Dashiell, Roman and Ignatius, and daughter Edith. Marton Csokas, after his turn as Galadriel's husband Celeborn, the busy New Zealander was in films such as The Bourne Supremacy, Kingdom of Heaven, Aeon Flux, The Amazing Spider-Man 2, Sin City, A Dame to Kill for, and The Last Duel. He starred in the 2020 Starz limited series The Luminaries, an 1860s mystery set in his home country. Next, he'll be appearing with former co-star Hugo's niece Samara Weaving in the period drama Chevalier. Brent McIntyre, the New Zealander and Flight of the Conchords co-founder, made his film debut as one of the elves of Rivendell in the Fellowship of the Ring, with fans ultimately bestowing the otherwise unnamed character with the moniker Figwit, an acronym for Frodo is great. Who is that? Even the lore has lore in Lord of the Ring. He was such a popular addition to the ensemble. He appeared in Return of the King as well, and played a different elf, Linder, in The Hobbit: An Unexpected Journey. Outside of Middle-earth, Mackenzie teamed with Flight of the Conchords mate Jermaine Clement on their still-touring musical comedy duo's eponymous HBO series, won an Oscar for Best Original Song for Man or Muppet from 2011's The Muppet Movie, and had 3 children with wife Hannah Clark. John Rhys-Davies, the CGI was working overtime on the 6'1" actor, who played Dwarf Warrior and Fellowship member Gimli, but it was Rhys-Davies' comic delivery that made him a fan favorite. The Welshman, a 1980 Emmy nominee for Shogun and a star of Indiana Jones and the Raiders of the Lost Ark and The Last Crusade, has been busy ever since Lord of the Ring, mostly in UK productions but also in the likes of the American fairy tale series Once Upon a Time and Aquaman. He has 2 children from his marriage to Suzanne Wilkinson, his wife of 43 years until her death in 2010. Sean Bean as Boromir, already a superstar in his native England and an accomplished movie villain in the likes of Patriot Games and GoldenEye. Bean broke hearts as the noble, then compromised, then noble again, Fellowship member Boromir, who ultimately falls in battle in Return of the King, which was good practice for breaking hearts as Ned Stark in Game of Thrones. Bean's been in dozens of other films, from National Treasure and Troy to Mirror Mirror and The Martian, and he was most recently on the TNT adaptation of Snowpiercer and the BBC dramas Time and Marriage. He's been married to 5th wife Ashley Moore since 2017 and has 3 children from 2 of his previous unions. That's all for today. Be sure to subscribe to the channel and put a bell on all notifications. See you in the next videos. Bye everyone.